this great news to everyone in Canada that is undocumented, to all undocumented immigrants in Canada. If you're here in this country and you're undocumented, you're an undocumented immigrant, please watch this video. If you have a friend, you have a family in Canada and they are undocumented, share this video to them. The Canadian government announced to give about 6,000 PR to all undocumented immigrants in Canada if they are working in the trade industry. So they are giving out about 6,000 slots, 6,000 PR slots to all undocumented immigrants in the trade industry. So let me click my, yeah. So now it is not news that Canada is facing housing crisis, and we all know that most of these construction jobs are being taken over by the immigrant because nobody wants to do it. The pay is low and also like longer hours. So most of all these jobs have been taken over by the undocumented immigrants and they are working their ass off. Like, it is not news that if you go to any construction site right now, especially any new site whereby they are building a lot of housing and everything, you will meet a lot of undocumented immigrants. They are there, they are working their ass off from morning till night, and also the pay is not that favorable and all that. But still, the government want to favor them because they know that they are doing a lot of job. The government announced to give about 6,000 slots to anyone in Canada if you are in the construction industry. If you are in the construction industry and you are here in Canada, and you're working in a construction industry, like any work, like there's no discrimination. Most operators in the construction industry are illegal immigrants. Most laborers, most, pickers and everything, etc. They are illegal immigrant. They are undocumented immigrant. So they are giving 6,000 slots to any undocumented immigrant in Canada. So it's a good news. Like, seriously, it's a good news. And I have the story here. So I'm going to share the link. So now, they said thousands of undocumented construction workers will be able to apply for legal status. At least they will have a status in this country. So now, this is the website. So it's a news. So now, in Canada, like in the announcement, the immigration minister has said up to 6,000 undocumented workers will be accepted to combat Canada housing crisis and fill several labor shortage in the construction sectors. So there are a lot of, one thing about construction job right now is that there are a lot of labor shortage. See, nobody want to work. Let me turn my camera around. You can see the weather out there. So right now, as I'm talking to you, just look at that snow there. You can see right now that I'm speaking to you, let me turn my camera again. My camera, I don't want to flip. So now, right now, as I'm speaking to you, the weather is minus 20 degrees. So now just look at it, walking outside. And we all know construction jobs, you have to work in all weather. Like, this is March and the weather is minus 20 degrees as I'm speaking to you. In January, here in my province, the weather goes up to minus 45, minus 50 real feel. So now in March, you're still hitting minus 20. Nobody want to work in this kind of weather. Like, everybody is just tired. And that is why we all know most construction job are outside job. You have to be outside in all weather. So most of these jobs are being taken over by the undocumented immigrant. So now that is why the government want to at least favor them, give them about 6,000 slots so that they will fill the housing crisis, the labor shortage in the construction sector. So if this is your first time seeing my face, my name is Taiwo and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm in the trade industry here, I'm in the trade sector also here in Canada. So most of my content, most of my video about trade jobs, as an immigrant here in Canada, I share my thought, I share an idea, anything I have to give my fellow immigrants coming to Canada and also in Canada here. So now, like they said, we are reserving space for up to 6,000 undocumented worker across the country to participate in the new construction pathway that will help bring this worker up from underground into the light. And that is true. Most of these workers are underground, like they are hiding. They are getting low pay because of they are undocumented, and the government want to create a pathway so that these people can come through, have a status using this pathway. Like you have to be in the construction industry. So now, let me see. Some of these workers came to Canada legally but continue to work here. And after their status expired, these workers often called undocumented out of status worker and can be in different position, exploited by their employers, exploited by other actors in the society, and forced to work for a lower wages. And that is it. So now, what the immigration minister said is that most of these construction workers, they came to Canada legally. Some came to Canada using the student visa, and after their postgraduate work permit expired, there is no there is no PR coming back. Like for example, just let's check out the CRS scores right now. The most CRS scores are about 500, 600 CRS scores. So now for CEC, for Canada Experience Class, so they became undocumented because there is no renewal of their status of their work permit, because the government stopped renewal of postgraduate work permits about 2 years ago. Before, if you have a postgraduate work permit in Canada, you can renew it at the end of your expiration period. But now, due to the immigration crisis, whatever going on in the country, so now after your 2 years, after your 1 year PGW, after your 3 years postgraduate work permit, you have to go back to your country. So now there's nothing like a renewal anymore. So most of these people became undocumented, and because they are out of status, the employers are exploiting them. They are giving them low pay. So now most other people don't want to hire them, and the only job they have, the employer are still exploiting them, because most of these employers now, they know that you are out of status. They know that you are not going anywhere, so they will now be giving them lower pay, so that they will. And as someone that is out of status, you know that there is no other opportunity out there, because most other employers will ask for your status before they hire you. So you have to still be in that job, struggling with lower pay. And with the cost of living in this country, things are getting expensive. So most of these people are doing that job. So that is why they create this pathway for any undocumented immigrant to apply into, and hey, so far you are in the construction industry, it is 100% guaranteed for you that you'll be picked. I think it's a PR. It is not another open work permit. It is not another closed work permit. It is straight to PR. So if to any undocumented immigrant here in Canada, most undocumented immigrants prefer to work in the healthcare sector, like all this PWP, etc. But I'm going to advise you that if I am right now, if I'm undocumented in Canada, I will start looking for a job in the trade industry. Now that they are planning to announce this program, it will be announced anytime soon, I believe before the end of the year. So, and they will only ask for like 6 months of experience. So if I were you and I'm I'm in Canada, I'm undocumented, I'm on visitor's visa, I'm a student, and that is out of status. I'm on PGWP and I have a few months left. So on my status, then I will advise you start looking for a job in the trade industry, because this program will be announced soon and you don't want to be left out. So it is, I think that is an advice that anybody, I always say, if you're watching my video, like, hey, you're not just a fan to me, you're not just a subscriber to me, you are a family to me. And that is the advice I can give my family. If I'm in Canada right now, I'm talking to myself and I'm undocumented, I will start looking for a job in the trade industry, in the construction industry as soon as possible, because they are going to announce this program very, 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 very soon. And that is it. And one thing about immigration program in Canada is that immediately a program is announced, those first set of people are the luckiest people. Before they start changing their rules, bending their rules, doing blah, 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 I'm saying some, asking you to bring your mother's birth certificates, your father's land, all those documents that they didn't ask from the beginning. It is best to apply immediately the program is launched. I know one thing about immigration program is that those first set of people that apply are the luckiest set of people, because they will just pick them. At that time, the program is still fresh. There's nothing to worry about. But when it starts becoming overcrowded, when that program starts, a lot of people start applying, then they want to reduce the number of candidates. Then, they'll start asking for so many other documents that were not even included, asked from the beginning. So if I were you, I will start looking for a job. I'll start going to all these sites and ask them to become a laborer and header. And as someone that works in the trade industry, I will tell you that laborer in Canada is not as back home. So if you're scared of, man, I don't want to laborer, like it will be heavy for me, like I can't do it. I don't have the strength to lift. I don't have this to do that. I don't have the strength to operate every equipment and all that. I will tell you, as someone that operate heavy duty equipment here in this country, as someone that I always lift, my first job in Canada, I do lift a lot of heavy stuff and all. I'll tell you that I'm telling you this, that it is not that hard as people think it is. So it is not that hard. Like every duty job in Canada, laborer job in Canada is not that hard as people. Like laborer job is laborer job. Sometimes, you'll be tired and all that. But say this, most legitimate company in Canada, like most company in Canada will not get you injured just because of a tax or a work. They will always want you to work safe, because it will tarnish their image, and every injury count. Like if they ask you to do something and you get injured, while doing that task, it is on that company also. That we in every organization there's always a safety coordinator, a safety lady, a safety guy. So their job is to make sure that every task are being done safe. So now, and also we do have OHS also now. All these are there, like they are safety organization that they are there to make sure that any company are working safe and they are not putting their staff in danger. So if you want to lift something, there are so many tools that you can use to lift things in Canada. So if you want to lift something that is above 25 pounds, we have forklifts, we have pallet jacks, we have so many things that you can use, to lift things. So it is not that hard, it is not as stressful as people think it is. So give it a shot, and I wish you all the best of luck out there. My name is Taiwo. If you have any question or you have anything to ask me, go ahead and do so in the comment below, and definitely I'll reply to your question or on your comment. And also you can reach me on Instagram. So take care. Bye-bye.